Growing up, my family moved around a lot for various reasons. Because of this, we were all used to being around new people, constantly. As a kid, I never really had that feeling of stranger danger, because technically, everyone around me was always a stranger. My parents were the same, very friendly and trusting. We had to be, or we would never make new friends in every new state or city we landed in. My parents were photographers, which was the main reason for all the moving. They loved visiting famous places around the country and were often hired for weddings, parties, and whatever other work they could find. One time, they were hired for an Easter photo shoot. A family had contacted them, simply wanting some family photos taken with an Easter bunny. Nothing about this seemed out of the ordinary, just another job for them. We arrived at the house, which was in an upscale neighborhood. Not mansions or ultra-rich, but the kind of place where people had two-car garages and perfectly trimmed hedges. We walked in and were greeted at the door. The family introduced themselves, a mom, a dad, and a little boy, about 6 years old. They seemed warm and welcoming. They explained that they had hired an Easter bunny from a website and he should be arriving shortly. While the parents chatted, the other kid and I played in the backyard, running around in the warm afternoon sun. Eventually, the Easter bunny arrived. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, everything. The man showed up in full costume, including a large headpiece. He seemed friendly enough, waving exaggeratedly as he stepped inside. We all gathered in the living room, where the family had already prepared an Easter-themed set, pastel-colored backdrops, fake grass, and a big wicker basket filled with plastic eggs. My parents set up their cameras and discussed poses with the family and the costumed man. I sat off to the side on a small chair and just watched. The photo shoot took about 30 minutes. After the shoot, everyone relaxed. The parents laughed, thanking my mom and dad for their work. The Easter bunny guy said he had to go back to his van because he had forgotten his booklet for payments and receipts. A few minutes later, he returned with a backpack. I remember thinking it was strange that he never took his costume off. Who stays in a hot, stuffy suit longer than they need to? But again, no stranger danger feeling over here. The man handed the family a booklet. Then he knelt down and unzipped his bag. I stared, wondering what he could possibly be digging for. And then, I saw it. "He's got a gun!" I screamed. Everything happened so fast. The air in the room turned suffocating, heavy with fear. The man yelled for everyone to get on the ground. Parents froze, clutching their child. My mom let out a choked sob. My dad, always the calm one, raised his hand slowly, trying to assess the situation. I turned to run, but I didn't get far. The man grabbed me by my arm and jerked me back, whispering harshly in my ear, "Calm down, kid. This will be over soon." Then, he threw me toward my parents. He pulled duct tape and rope from his bag. This wasn't random. This was planned. I was so terrified, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Is this what a panic attack feels like? I thought to myself. Everyone in the room was crying and begging, except for my dad. He stayed eerily calm. The man tossed my dad the rope and tape and ordered him to tie everyone up, starting with me. Dad hesitated. "Do it," the man barked, pressing the gun against my dad's back. My dad took the tape and rope, his hands steady despite the terror in his eyes. He tied my wrists together first, whispering so low I almost didn't hear it. "Stay still. Don't fight." Once everyone was bound, the man stepped back, checking his work. Then I heard another van pull up outside. 2 masked men stormed into the house, dressed in black jumpsuits with what looked like pantyhose stretched over their faces. The costume man snapped at them. "Hurry, go, grab whatever you can." They spread out, rifling through drawers, overturning furniture. yanking cords out of walls. The house was filled with the sound of things breaking, objects being stuffed into bags. Felt like I was going to pass out. The little boy was crying so hard his face was turning red. His mother kept murmuring, "Please, please, please," through the duct tape. And then, just as quickly as they had come, the men sprinted back to the door. The costumed man looked back at us. His voice was disturbingly casual when he said, "Don't call the police. It's over." Then he turned and ran outside, slamming the door behind him. The van's engine roared to life, and within seconds, they were gone. For a few moments, none of us moved. The only sound in the room was heavy breathing and muffled sobs. Then my dad started working on his restraints. He got free, then untied my mom, then me. Everyone was shaking. My mom hugged me so tight, I thought my ribs would crack. Did this really just happen to us? Of course, the police were called. Statements were given. Investigations were done. But after that, my parents didn't talk about it much. We just moved on. But something had changed that day. We weren't that same friendly, trusting family anymore. I'm about to tell you about something horrifying that happened to me as a teenager. To this day, I'm still not sure if it was real or if my mind was playing tricks on me. You can make your own conclusion. I'm just here to tell you what happened, what I saw. It was just another Easter. My family always enjoyed celebrating holidays. We went all out with decorations and activities. It was fun. My younger brothers and I loved it. We were a very close family. I remember my mom telling us that weekend we would be doing an Easter egg hunt, but not just any egg hunt. This one would take place deep in the forest. This wasn't your typical backyard hunt where the eggs were easily visible and you could just walk up and grab them. No, this was going to be a real challenge. I was excited. I loved being out in nature. That day, we got ready and drove out to the location. As we approached, I could see trees stretching for miles. There were a lot of kids there. It seemed like it was going to be a great time. The event organizers gathered everyone together and explained the rules. The most important rule was that they had roped off a section of the woods, and there were no eggs beyond that boundary. They specifically asked us not to go past the rope, to ensure no one wandered too far and got lost. But if someone did manage to get lost, they assured us there was a rescue crew in place. I remember thinking, how stupid do you have to be to get lost in a roped-off section? A little foreshadowing, as they call it. The event began. My mom asked me to keep an eye on my brothers. I nodded. I always did. We all rushed into the woods, searching for eggs. They were well hidden, making the hunt more exciting than I expected. My brother cracked one open. "This is the good candy," he exclaimed. I laughed and told them to grab as many as possible. We moved deeper into the woods. My excitement got the best of me. I was hopping from tree to tree, scooping up as many eggs as I could. Eventually, I looked up and saw the rope. Holy crap, I guess this is the end of it, guys. I turned back. I was alone. Panic set in. I called out for my brothers. Then I heard a faint child's voice say my name. I looked in the direction it came from, past the rope. I yelled for them to come back. They had gone past the boundary. Another muffled voice. This time, louder. I hesitated, but then I went under the rope, moving toward the voices. It sounded like my brothers. "Guys, you're gonna get in trouble if you don't come back," I warned. But the voices only seemed to drift further away. I started walking faster, heart pounding. Why weren't they listening? Then suddenly, the voices stopped. I looked around. Nothing, just towering trees in every direction. A cold fear settled in my stomach. Guys, where are you? Movement. In the distance, I saw what looked like my brothers running past some trees. I sprinted toward them. But when I reached the spot, there was no one there. Then, the voices started again, this time from all directions. I was surrounded. I stood frozen, my breath shaky. Whatever I was hearing, whatever I had seen, was not my brothers. Panic turned into pure, gut-wrenching fear. What is happening? I turned and started running in the direction I thought I had come from. But I was disoriented. The trees all looked the same, just endless trunks and branches stretching toward a darkening sky. The voices followed me, whispering, calling my name. Then I saw it, a dark figure running beside me. I stopped. It stopped. Stared at it. It had no features, just a shadow, shaped like a person. And then, it charged at me. I ran. I ran so hard my lungs burned. My stomach cramped. My legs screamed for me to stop, but I couldn't. I could hear it behind me. The voices, whispering, laughing, growing louder. Then, the rope! I saw it. I didn't look back. I ducked under it and kept running. Only when I reached the starting point did I stop. My parents were there. And so were my brothers. They were fine. I was so relieved, I nearly collapsed. My dad stormed over, furious. "Why did you leave your brothers alone?" he demanded. I was still gasping for air. I tried to explain. I got lost. I told him everything. His anger faded, replaced with concern. But I could tell. He didn't really believe me. To be honest, I wasn't sure I believed myself either. But I know what I heard. I know what I saw. Let's just say, I have a healthy respect for the woods now.